Hey.
Can we, it's nice day, you know. Can we, like, have our episode outside, possibly?
I'll say why not. I like that idea.
Let's go. Hey, guys, and welcome for another episode of 2 Minute Warning. I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vacadillas.
And we're outside. Wow, great day. Beautiful weather.
It is a beautiful day. It is a crisp 75 degrees here in Cape Girardeau and sunny. And it's going to be like 70 degrees until sunset, which is great to hear. So get outside, enjoy the day, open the doors, take your windows down. It's going to be a phenomenal week. Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 80 degrees.
Love it.
I'm loving it. Loving this weather. Go outside, touch some grass.
Now, by the time we get this video out, it's going to be Wednesday. It is supposed to rain then, but it's a nice day today. That's all that matters, right?
Yes, sir.
But getting into some sports now, this is what our show's all about. We got the MLB, man, and Cardinals looking pretty good.
Yeah, they're going 2 for 3 in a series against the Blue Jays. Blue Jays aren't a bad team. The first game, I was a little nervous because the Blue Jays scored 10 runs on us.
Yeah, man.
But we bounced back in the next 2 games, put up some good numbers, and there's a lot to look forward to in the season, I think.
Yeah, you know what? Jack Flaherty might have walked like 93 batters, but no hits allowed. I know Cardinals Twitter was kind of getting on him a little bit in that comment section, but you know what? I like it. No hits, no runs. That's a gem to me. I like it.
Definitely. And a healthy Jack Flaherty is better than most of the other times Jack Flaherty's on the mound. So, I'm really happy he's back, really happy he's performing the way that he has been. So, hopefully continue with that and add to a pitching that has not looked good overall.
Yeah, man, and the thing is before the season started, the big emphasis this year is what will the bullpen be able to do and will we be able to withstand winning games throughout all 9 innings, and we were not able to do it in that first game. I was kind of hoping for more out of Jordan Hicks. He didn't look as good as I would hoped he would have looked. And also our starting pitching. I love Miles Michaelis, but he didn't look great, man.
No, not at all. And that first game, like you mentioned with Michaelis pitching, giving up 9 runs across the whole game, that just can't happen. And you can't win ball games or 10 runs across the whole game. You can't win ball games like that. And so hopefully the Cardinals can sew it up because on the other side of the offense, we just look absolutely phenomenal, just stunting on teams right now.
One guy I want to really point out who's been a very nice surprise is Brendan Donovan. Honestly, I wasn't excited about him. I thought he maybe shouldn't have been in the lineup. I wanted Mason Wynn to come up and possibly take his spot, or maybe him go to shortstop and then Tommy Edman go to second base. But Brendan Donovan has been a pleasant surprise. Oh, my God. Home run in his first game of the season, looking great. Had a nice snag the other day at second base. I'm loving myself some Brendan Donovan, man.
Yeah, he's got great hair and a great bat. Just the way that he swings that thing, he's hitting home runs, getting extra bases. I'm really liking the way he's playing.
Yeah, he looks great, man. But, yeah, I'm liking Cardinals baseball. I think we're going to have a good year. We're rankings like 9 or 10 right now. I think that's a little underrated, to be honest. I think we're a little bit better than that. I think we're a top 5 team in the league.
Yeah, considering we do have the MVP, Paul Goldschmidt, I think it is, like you said, underrated. I think losing that first game and letting them score 10 runs is what's really putting us there. But I think if our pitching can tighten it up a little bit and our bats can keep being this hot, I think we're in for a really good place in the rest of the year.
Yeah, man, I agree. But moving on, we got the UFC buying out the WWE, man. Wow. Didn't really see this one coming. I mean, I kind of like it. I mean, some interesting matchups possibly in the ring or the octagon. Who knows? Brock Lesnar taking on Conor McGregor. Who knows? I mean, Conor McGregor's already calling out saying he's going to have 3 belts now, one in the WWE as well. So a lot to look forward to, maybe.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Obviously, like you mentioned, Conor McGregor is one of the biggest stars in the UFC, and I think it translates perfectly to WWE. Other than that, though, the industry itself is worth $21 billion.
Insane.
That is absolutely insane. And, if you look at it, it's deserved. The whole marketability of the WWE with it literally just being a show company, the outfits, the way that they wrestle each other, everything like that. And the stars that they have, obviously they have The Miz, John Cena, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Logan Paul, just people that are absolutely stars, so popular. So I'm really excited to see if we do cross over with them in the future as the UFC. So I'm excited. It's going to be great. Maybe even see Logan Paul take it into the octagon in the future. He's been talking about that for a while.
Maybe, man. And you know what? When I look at this, I really look at it as the UFC trying to have a monopoly almost over the fight game and combat sports. You have them doing power slap, and obviously they have mixed martial arts. They've had that for years now. They've owned that. I know you want to some people want to talk about ONE FC or Bellator. It's the UFC. Everybody knows it's the top dog. But now they got the WWE, and really, I mean, to be honest, WWE isn't really a combat sport, to be honest. It's kind of theatrical, obviously, but I'm really excited to see what they can do, and they have a lot of storylines I think could be set up.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, the transition of, say, an aging UFC fighter who doesn't want to be in hard combat anymore to the WWE, I think it'd be a great storyline all around.
That transition just got way easier, and everybody wins. I mean, Dana White doesn't lose anybody else. He's still making money off them, so everybody's happy.
Yeah, for sure.
But keeping on track with UFC, we have some amazing fights this weekend, and starting off Israel Adesanya in the rematch against Alex Pereira. Going to be an amazing fight, man. I got Izzy in this one, though.
Yeah, I got chills thinking about it, and I don't know. I just don't know. Like, with that last fight, I was confident Izzy would get it with the wrestling, with the jiu-jitsu, with the whole MMA aspect of it. But seeing that last fight and just seeing how Pereira, all it takes is one punch to change your whole world, I don't know. I genuinely think the odds are 50-50 right now. I'm leaning more towards Izzy because he's got that chip on his shoulder. He wants that belt back. And Pereira, of course, isn't the best when it comes to MMA. He's not the wrestler. He's just a pure striker, so Izzy could expose him for that. But he really does have Izzy's number. I don't know here.
Here's the thing, man. I said it in their first fight. There's no way Izzy can get I don't want to say screwed over. There's no way he can lose a fight by getting knocked out in the last minutes of the last round once again. There's just no way. He fought those first 4 rounds almost perfectly, in my opinion. He just let loose in that last round. He did it in kickboxing. He did it in that last fight. He did win in kickboxing that one time by unanimous decision, but he didn't really get that one. They counted it as a split decision. What? Rigged. Yeah, honestly. Could have been rigged. And I like Alex Pereira. He's a great kickboxer, but I think Izzy did win that fight. But, there's no way if Izzy truly does fight his fight and also controls the ground game a lot more in the last fight, because he saw a lot of success in that in their last fight. If he can control the ground game a lot more, take advantage of that, and just fight smart in that last round, don't get caught up in those huge strikes that Alex Pereira throws. I think he'll win that fight.
Yeah, I agree with you. I definitely think that if Izzy, like you said, keeps it straight up kickboxing, Pereira has the edge just because of the power and just because of the way that he moves. He is a pure kickboxer. He's phenomenal at it. But like you said, if Izzy can bend the styles of MMA altogether with the ground game, with the jiu-jitsu, maybe even throw up some submissions, that would put Alex in real danger. And so if Izzy does that, sticks to his roots, and finishes the fight, like you mentioned, keeping it all 25 minutes, all pace, if he doesn't finish him earlier, as like in the first fight, he had him in serious trouble in that first round. If he can finish that fight early, or if he can just take it to the ground game and push for 25 minutes, he takes that belt again easy.
To go further in that last fight, I really was surprised, though, about Pereira's clinch game. Very impressed by that. He had very good clinch work, but he is lacking in that ground game. If Izzy can throw together some submissions, I know he makes fun of jiu-jitsu athletes and stuff like that, posting on Instagram he's a white belt and all of that, making fun of him a little bit. But if he really does hone in on that ground game, he could win by submission there. Alex Pereira is really struggling.
He is. If Pereira does win, it opens up the middleweight division entirely, because Izzy has been ruling that division for so long, defeating all the top contenders over and over and over. So it's going to be interesting to see if someone like a pure wrestler can get his hands on him, maybe someone like Robert Whittaker or Khamzat Chimaev, who's talking about coming up to the middleweight division. So a lot to look forward to in the UFC in terms of that division.
I think Khamzat smashes him.
Yeah, for sure. That's an easy fight for Khamzat.
Yeah, but moving on, our last topic today, March Madness, and the madness is it's still madness, man. We got UConn, as I called in the last episode, in the finals, taking on San Diego State. Going to be a great game as well. That buzzer beater by San Diego State was absolutely wild. Couldn't believe that. I didn't want FAU to lose, but you know what? What a way to win for San Diego State.
Yeah, San Diego State showed some real heart in that game, just battling at every turn. They may have been up some points, they may have been down some points, but in the end, like you said, a buzzer beater with no timeout when they had a timeout left. Come on, that is just insane. All guts, all glory for San Diego State, and they're going to look good coming up against UConn, who just looked absolutely crazy against Miami.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. You look at San Diego State, they had a close game. UConn has showed nothing but dominance in every single one of their games, and I just don't see them getting off that fast track that they're on right now. I don't think they go through San Diego State, but I think it's going to be a controlling game tonight, and I think they're going to come out with the win. By the time this video comes out, you'll know the winner. So this is our pure prediction. The game hasn't happened yet, I promise. But
you can comment below if we're right or not.
Yeah, there you go. But I do think UConn is going to be the champions this year. They just look so dominant. I just don't see them getting off course.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you in the fact that they have looked super dominant, but this is March Madness. We never say for sure, never say dominant in a final. It's going to be crazy. This has been like the craziest year I've ever seen in March Madness, and so I'm really looking forward to it. I think San Diego State could sneak out a win. I think UConn could sneak out a win. It's just going to be something to sit back and enjoy, because this is one of those times where, like I already mentioned in one of the last episodes, your bracket's busted. Just enjoy some college basketball.
Yeah, and then one more thing we have to talk about, almost forgot. The women's tournament, man.
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark getting not dethroned, but I was expecting her to completely dominate again, as she did in the previous 2 games of back-to-back 40-point games. But LSU played a very good game, a cocky game, maybe disrespectful game in some people's eyes, but you know what? Good game by them. Dominated for the most part and dethrones Caitlin Clark and destroys Iowa's Cinderella season, it seemed like.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. I was really rooting for Iowa, seeing as Caitlin Clark really put the team on her back. If you listen to some of her stat lines, it's just absolutely ridiculous. Caitlin Clark ended up having 63% of scores or assists for Iowa as a whole. Not only that, but she also had the most points in women's tournament history, so just like a single tournament, she had the most points in that, and she had the most threes in a title game. Like, that's insane. Not only that, but she was talking trash the whole time while she was doing it, and in the end, she was the one who got talked trash to, like with the John Cena thing. You can't see me, and the national ring put on the finger. It was a really good game. Chippy game, but hopefully we'll be seeing more of them. Caitlin Clark is coming back to college, and so next year will be the year where maybe she can get a natty, but who knows? I'm really excited to see the future, and it's a really good thing for women's sports as a whole. I think the attendance was crazy, the views was crazy. I'm really glad that it's coming up more and more and more, as opposed to like men's sports, which are always viewed. Women's sports are now coming in the spotlight.
Yeah, man, and I got to give all thanks to Caitlin Clark, to be honest. I would not have watched that game last night, to be honest. I would have been watching the highlight reels and talking to you about it today if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she is different.
Yeah, dude, and I'm excited to see what she does next year, and I'm actually going to be watching, to be honest.
Me too.
Whether you want to call me whatever for saying that, it's the truth. I mean, that's the highest viewing, the highest ratings that they've got in a national championship game ever. So, I mean, it's so good for the sport. You love to see it, but that's all I have for this episode, man. Anything else?
Yeah. Go outside. It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Get outside. Well, I'm Blake Showalter.
And I'm Beto Vacadillas.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure to follow us at the Southeast Arrow, and also follow us at the 2-Minute Warning on Instagram with an _ on it. Follow us wherever you want to follow us. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.